Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Grace, and if you're new here, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for being here. Today, I want to be talking about friendships in your 20s. This is going to be the second episode of a series I'm making of experiences in your 20s. Let's just get started. I would definitely call myself an ambivert. If I had to lean on the scale of extroverted or introverted, I'd lean a little bit more extroverted. I absolutely need my time alone to refuel, but I'm so fueled by connections. Growing up, I always had two kinds of friendships. I had a best friend when I was growing up, which was Alea, the girl that was in my last video. But I always had two kinds of friendships. So I'd have people like Alea who, honestly, my real friends. I was completely actually who I am with them, and those were people I would consider my really close friends. And then I always found myself in friend groups with people that on some level we had something in common, but on a deeper level I didn't really feel seen and I couldn't completely be myself around them. Graduated high school, I lost a lot of friends in that time, which I think is a pretty relatable experience. And now I have moved to a new city. I live in Sydney now and have been through that whole journey of moving to a city, not really knowing anyone and making friends. So that's a little bit about me. That transition time is one where you realize a lot and you tend to lose a lot of friends, at least I did. So when I graduated school, that was just like honestly the most chaotic time of my life. I graduated 2020, so I was in year 12 when COVID hit. I was just having a bit of a mentee breakdown, to be honest. I like to call it my spiritual awakening time, and it really was, but I was having a mentee breakdown. I was having a lot of drama, friend drama, realizing a lot about my patterns and friendships. Growing up, I tended to attract a lot of codependent friendships, people that I was taking on too much responsibility with. So that was one element. And the other element was just like the distancing away from people I just realized weren't meant for me. A lot of these friendships were built on convenience and didn't have a greater foundation keeping them together. And for me, the more that I learned about myself, the more that I realized, hey, this isn't okay. I'm actually not okay with eroding this boundary in my friendship, or I'm actually not wanting to be friends with people that don't actually see me, that feels like it's a one-sided friendship or feels like we are hanging out on a mutual basis of social status. The best piece of advice that I have learned, and this is applicable to friendships but just life, be as truthful as you can about who you are and really live by that truth. Like actively be who you fucking are as much as you can, as scary as it is, and also speak the truth. In that process, whoever stays is meant to be in your life. Whoever leaves, whoever doesn't get what you're saying, whoever is saying you've changed that in a negative way is not meant to be in your life, and absolutely trust that. I lost a lot of friends coming out of high school, and not just friends that I weren't super close with. I guess I felt really insecure about it in that time because throughout school I'd always been someone that I had a girl group, or I just was always surrounded by people, not necessarily quality friendships, but I was quite a social person. Yeah, losing all those friends and suddenly feeling I could count the friends in my life on like one hand, it made me feel insecure and I felt really lonely. I think it's easy to place your worth as a human being on, how many friends you have, or even awareness of other people posting on their Instagram stories or on social media and feeling as if everybody has a friend group or everybody has so many friends when you feel like you don't have any can definitely start to make you feel down about yourself, and also start to question whether you should have nurtured those friendships that weren't in alignment, which the answer is no, but it can definitely take you to that place. When I moved to Sydney, it's interesting because when I first got here, I was super busy. I got a job at the Opera House. I started a yoga teacher training and I started a part-time acting course. So I felt I was constantly surrounded by people and I was always meeting people, which was really good for me in developing social skills and getting myself out of high school mindset and transitioning to more adult social mindset, in the sense of in high school, age is such a big thing. Whereas when you get out of high school and you're just an adult, there's more of a range of people you can talk to and there's more of an equality. I still felt so lonely though. I remember telling, I think my sister or I don't even know who, but just saying like, it's weird because I'm so busy and I'm constantly surrounded by new people. I just still feel lonely. It came with not having people that I was fully myself with. And it wasn't that I wasn't authentic with those new people, but I think you'll get what I mean in saying that those kinds of friends where you can really be yourself and actually tell them what's going on. I didn't have that at all in Sydney. And it was definitely taking a toll. So I've been living in Sydney like over a year now. And in that time, I had a lot of friends where it was fun friends. We'd go out and for a period of time, I hung out with them and kind of drifted from them. And then I've made 2 friends that I'm like real friends, which for me, maybe that doesn't sound like a lot of people to others, but I think my mindset has shifted. And to me, that is so valuable. The biggest advice I would give on periods of time when you don't really have many friends is aim to get to know yourself on a deeper level, because that is the place by which you're going to be able to attract the people that are truly meant for you. In terms of how to make friends, I really don't feel like an authority on this, but I think the biggest thing is just be open to people, being really curious about people, being really interested in people. That's something I really learned through the work that I was at. It was like a huge staff and there was constantly people coming and going, and I actually got a lot of fulfillment and meaning just from these connections I was having with people that they didn't necessarily become a part of my life out of work, but hearing about their stories and experiences from across the world, I found so much meaning in that. People love talking about themselves. The more that you can show that you're genuinely interested in someone else, most of the time, hopefully it will be reciprocated. And even if it doesn't turn into a friendship, it's great for developing your social skills and feeling more comfortable talking to new people. The best place to make friends is somewhere where you're consistently seeing people. I think it's a lot harder without that. If you want to do something new, try a painting class or try a dance class or try an acting class. That can be a great place to make friends when you're participating in something together. Also, just give it time. It really took me a long time to feel more solid here, and then I had built solid people here. One of the really close friends that I've built in Sydney, we're so close now, but it took us a really long time to build on that friendship. Quality friendships take time, and remembering that and knowing that building friendships in general take time. Identifying real friends versus fake friends. And I think also saying fake friends has a negative connotation to it, which it can be like a negative thing, but also understanding different people's role in your life. Not everyone you meet and have a connection with has to be a really close friend. There can be such value in understanding where different people and different friendships belong in your life. Maybe you have someone that you really like partying with and you always have so much fun going out, but maybe you wouldn't the next day go on like a walk or something. So understanding the place that friendship has in your life, letting it flow, trying not to hold too many expectations of how you want this person to present in your life. If they're showing up in the way that fulfills you on a deeper level and it's like a close friendship, that's great. But if someone doesn't seem as invested, that's fine as well, and no hate to them. I guess it's the same thing I said in the relationship video, like just let people be who they are and appreciate them for what they're offering you now. There's different seasons in your life where you need different things from your friendships. When I just graduated high school and I'd been through this whole spiritual awakening and realized where my boundaries were, and in that time, I think as lonely as I felt, it was really important for me to feel that every fucking person in my life understood me, had me on a real deep level in that time. And then you have other times in your life. I had like a social streak last year where I was going out a lot more and meeting people, and I didn't necessarily feel like they understood me on a deep level, but I had a lot of fun with them, and that was a really great time of my life. So in that time, that's what I needed. And now I feel like I'm transitioning into refining and being more conscious about who I'm spending time with. So I think that like our needs and friendships shift in different times. I think for me, what makes a real friend, do they actually just care about me on a deeper level? And do they they see me on a deeper level? And to me, to be seen on a deeper level is understand the way that my mind works, understand my like deepest struggles, but also people that really understand and support my greatest visions and dreams. That's something that's really important to me, really distinguishes whether someone is a real friend. Also the ability to have fun and laugh and experience things together and take life lightly, that's a huge value of mine. But I think that people that actually care about you is the difference. You can have a lot of friendships that are built on being in a mutual place, workplace or school, or you can build friendships on social hierarchy, social status, being maybe in a similar career field. I think identifying a real friend is whether that connection will withstand a change in circumstance, whether you will still choose to actively want to see each other and nurture this friendship when it isn't convenient. Because I'm such a social person and I'm a social chameleon and I can adapt to different friends and shift into whatever I need to be in that dynamic. So I feel like I could build connections with people, but they didn't feel real. I think in high school in general, you're figuring out your identity so much. And as a young person in general, do I fully know who I am? No fucking way. That's still such a journey. When I got out of the hometown I was in, became an adult, and I went through this whole period of a year and a half of really not having many friends at all, even doing extra work on a movie I did and going to my acting class, I met people that it felt so easy to be myself. And I'm getting emotional because it just felt so impossible to figure myself out when I was a teen. I did not understand how these deeper parts of me could belong because in the groups that I was in, there was just no place for that self to be expressed. If you're in a place where you've just never like actually felt fucking seen and understood by people, there are people out there that will understand you. But anyway, that is my rant. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I didn't even finish my coffee.